What does the phrase teaching to the test mean to you?
I've never heard that before. I'm a business major, so.
Hi. What do you think it means to teach to the test?
Teaching the test. I think in China there has no teaching in test. They are not all very often in China, because I think it is just the schools to design what they are and not to involve many interactions with their students on a test. Especially I think in China we will have many tests to know to know the students' reactions.
But teaching material that will help you pass the test, not necessarily material that will help you understand things overall. So you're really just teaching material so that it can hit the points on the test, and not necessarily all material that I need to know when it comes to everything about the subject.
When the teacher only teaches what's going to be on the test and not anything else that you need to know, just what's going to be on the test so that you'll pass.
Teaching to the test, I would say, means when you teach exactly what's going to be on the test. So there should be no gaps for us to fill in.
Test-specific lectures, as I said before, is not going to help students outside. I think it's better that we have lectures where we create entrepreneurs and not people who are ready to work under someone and not think about anything else.
I think teaching to the test is just teaching material that is going to be covered on the test and not necessarily everything that has to do with the subject.
Teaching to the test. Like I said, just kind of just teaching to an individual thing, not broadening your horizon, allowing you to learn other things so that you can be more creative with your mind and thinking. It's just specific to one individual idea.
What is teaching to the test?
Teaching to the test is teaching so that you will pass a test, not so much as learning the material.
I believe teaching to the test is when professors teach certain material that's only good for the test and that you won't necessarily need outside of class.
Teaching to a certain exam, only giving you material for that exam, and basically making sure your students pass, and basically it's not useful material for later on in life. You get it for the exam, you give it back to them on the exam, and then you forget about it, basically.
Had any experiences with this in your education in high school or college or anything?
Yes, here actually, but only with grad students. They usually teach exactly what they're going to put on their test, which I'm not sure if that's because they already went through what we're going through right now, but yeah, I have in econ.
How do you think that affected your learning in that class?
Positively, because I did very well on the test because I knew what to expect. There were no surprises, so I think it's better for us as students when they do.
Yes, I've had it once in college, some in high school. Mainly talking about high school, the teachers want you to do well on the SAT and ACT because it makes the school look good. So that was kind of their reasoning there, and I don't think it was the most effective way to learn something.
Whenever I went through it, it was I don't know, I was getting only focused on one thing, so like you were saying, I wasn't able to focus on any other subjects and everything. However, this also hurt me because they didn't really teach to a standardized test. They taught to their individual testing and stuff. So I didn't really learn the material for standardized tests. I learned what they wanted me to learn for their class. So that kind of hurt me as far as my SAT score and stuff like that went, because I wasn't that well prepared.
Had any experiences with this in your own education, high school?
Well, I've had experience with this, for example, in some of my ME courses for mechanical engineering or whatever. The professor will teach you stuff, and then some of them will tell you you won't need this outside of class. For example, one of our professors is from the industry, and so he does a lot of real-world examples, and he will specifically tell us when we won't need something, but we'll need to learn it for the course. So
Say so, yes. I know a majority of the classes, there's some knowledge that I've taken from class to class, obviously, here at Clemson, but there's a lot of material that I've covered that I've forgotten about within.
Yeah, I think a lot of teachers teach the test so that they can get like certain test scores or certain percentage like students passing versus like understanding. They really teach to like so they can get their scores higher versus like our own understanding.
I would say a little bit, probably more so in middle school.
How did that affect your learning?
Well, obviously I didn't, like, it's not as well-rounded and you only learn certain material that you're going to get tested on, so there's like more of a chance that you'll just learn it and forget it afterwards.
If the school does not look good or doesn't have high scores.
No, because if she knows what's going to be on the test and he or she is going to, if they only teach to the test, and we're only really learning what we need to know for the test, and that's it.
I don't think it's a fair measurement of the performance as teachers because you only need to teach that stuff because it's like on the syllabus or it's just required for that course. And I know a lot of professors like to focus on stuff that you'll actually end up using in the real world.
Those tests? Not necessarily, because students obviously have very varied ways of learning the same material, and so expecting all students to perform at the same high level on a test, it's not really a great judgment of their knowledge, I guess. So I wouldn't say it's a fair way to test teachers.
Okay. In America, we have this concept of everyone pursuing the American dream and getting a job and having a successful career. How do you think teaching to the test impacts these goals?
I think it makes us dumber because we only know the material that necessarily like hits the questions and not necessarily material like full comprehension or full understanding of like subjects, just like what we would be asked on like a test and not necessarily like full understanding of topics.
Awesome.
I think it kind of teaches students to only learn what they need to learn and recall it for the test, and then it doesn't really matter after that. And that can affect the rest of our lives, how we only do what we need to do and not really understand the big picture of everything.
I don't know. I think it I guess the U.S. is trying to like get like, I don't know. We talk in economics and stuff about like us being more like brain powered and stuff. Like we're more like labor intensive and like thinking and stuff, like creative mind stuff. So like if we lose that aspect of creativity, then I think that'll like, I don't know, kind of like take away some of the aspects of the American dream and whatnot. Like we don't get as creative with our job searching and like the abilities that we have. We just kind of just hone in on one single thing, and we hope that we're able to make it like with that one thing. And if we can't, then we're not creative enough to actually go out and try other things because we only have one idea in our mind.
I guess that would negatively impact it because you're not teaching real-world knowledge and applicable knowledge for different situations. So you're giving them enough understanding to get through an exam, but say you get hired and you're expected to do something that you never actually really learned, then it's definitely going to impact your ability to obviously move up.
I believe it negatively impacts us, and that's because when you only know certain material, or when teachers only teach you certain material just for exams, you won't really get a good grasp of the material. And so when you go out to the real world, and if you need it, then you won't know what to do. So
I guess that wouldn't make you so successful in the future, in the long run, I guess, because you don't have to problem solve so much. But it gets us to our degree, so I guess we can figure that out along the way. So yeah,
We need people to think on their own, come up with new ideas that can make things better tomorrow, rather than people who are doing the same stuff again and again on what they are trained on. Even that is not going to be done.
Awesome.
So it's better that we have an education system or a pattern that is more entrepreneurship centric rather than job centric or even test specific.
Teaching to the test will not I don't think it'll get you the American dream of, you know, accomplishing and going forward. It's not really. It's just to help you for in the moment kind of situations. Whereas looking forward, if you're learning the material to take it with you, it's more of a way to get you further in life.